Welcome, everybody. This is ESE Fantasy. Today, we are talking about our most anticipated movies of 2026. Who the hell's talking about them? Well, I'm one of your hosts, Charlie, joined as always by the ultimate good brother, Duke. How you doing, Duke?
I am big ass chilling because
Yeah,
I saw
buddy.
a couple of really good movies today, and
Yeah.
we're about to lock in on some television, some smell-o-vision, 4D television, sex scenes. No, anyway,
Absolutely. Look, 2026 looks absolutely loaded on paper, guys. It looks like a very, very fun year. I remember when we did this video last year, we had so many big movies in 25 that we were excited for. And yet 2026 feels like it just feels insane on the surface. So I guess without any further ado, we're going to just jump right into it. And from 10 to 1, if you will, Duke, reveal
I won't, in fact.
what are your most anticipated movies of 2026?
Yeah, this list is not going to surprise anybody. The number one, you could probably guess what it is, Charlie, knowing me. But what everything else is and where things are ranked is actually probably going to surprise you, Charlie. And for people that are wondering, while we were doing that 70 movie breakdown the other day, that you should go watch our most, this 2026 movie slate review. That's a great pair video with this one. So if you're just like on Christmas right now, big chillin', and you want something else to watch as a companion video with this, go watch that one, and then you can then see what we actually are anticipating after we've gone through that whole slate. And we gave a little bit of flavor in that, but like there's a lot more. We had time to think about it. And I literally just sat there and did it while I was and this might change, like as we see more stuff from some of these movies. I'm sure this will shift, and I'm sure we'll do updates of this throughout the year, like probably 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I think we did it in July or this year, and it worked out really well.
Because there was enough movies that we already had planned on seeing. Most of our movies came out in that early period, or early window, so that we had to like kind of shift it till some of them stayed and some of them went. And when Caught Stealing, ended up on there for me because it was the trailer we were seeing all year. So there'll be some stuff like that. But yeah, as you mentioned, no further ado. At number 10, it's the most basic movie you're going to have on this list for everybody this year if you're a fan of the MCU, which is Avengers Doomsday. I mean, obviously, I'm not like over the moon for this movie just yet. Just finally saw the trailer with Avatar, and I mean, that's got me at least a little bit more interested than I was before. I won't pretend like it doesn't. But Avengers Doomsday, it's going to be one of the biggest movies of the year. It could make another $1 billion. If movies can still do that. I mean, that aren't like Disney animated movies, or something like that, Anyway, yeah, I don't really feel like I need to justify this one a whole bunch because, I mean, it's on everybody's radar. RDJ's in it. The X-Men from the old days are in it. We have Gambit in it, right? We have Channing Tatum in it. The Thunderbolts, aka the New Avengers.
It's an Avengers movie.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the biggest movies of the year, so it makes sense to be on here. Probably a little shocking that it's only at 10 for some people, I'm sure, but just don't know enough yet, other than RDJ, and RDJ gets me hyped, but I mean, yeah. Anyway, at number 9, you're going to be mind-blown that this is this low for me, but when you see what I have ranked ahead of it, it'll make sense. At number 9, I have Supergirl. I'm very hyped for this movie. There's just a lot of shit coming out this year,
That's the fun part about this list.
And again, when we see more from this, as we get more trailers and as we get closer to this, and this one comes out relatively early, right? It's not like super late in the year. I don't think it's not summer, is it? Or is it? It might be summer. I don't know.
July sounds right.
Okay, so it's summer. So I'll have time to build up hype for this one. This will probably be like a 2 or 3 by the time I get to at 2 or 3, at least in my mind by the time, especially after some of this other stuff has come out. So, but, there's just a lot of bangers coming out this year, so and just ahead of it, and it was just like, this is how do I rank this? I have Star Wars, Mandalorian, and Grogu at number 8. It's the payoff to 3 seasons of television. Well, really 4 if you count Boba Fett.
Yeah, right.
It's 4 seasons of television paid off. It's also kind of the capping off of this sort of beginnings of this Filoni universe that they're sort of crafting that will then, I think, lead into Ahsoka season 2. So it's a big, massive tentpole movie, and it needs to fill a giant void, not really a void, but kind of fill this sort of explaining where we're going for these characters in the Star Wars universe going forward. Is it going to be mostly television? Is there going to be more movies with the Mandalorian or characters in his sphere? Could we get a Bo-Katan movie? Who knows, But like, what are we doing with Star Wars? What is Star Wars 2026 and going forward, what are Star Wars movies? That's what this is. This needs to be a statement. So that's why it's higher on my list. This movie needs, in the same way that Superman needed to be good, Charlie, this movie needs to be good for the same reasons, I think, you know?
Yeah, first Star Wars movie in 7 years.
Can't believe it's been that long. It's been too long. They should have just made another fucking solo movie. Not solo movie, but like another individual characters movie in that time, because it's been too long. At number 7, I have the movie Michael. I don't know what this movie is going to be, man. It could be awesome. It could be the drizzling fucking shits. Who knows, you know? Like, it could really piss me off with its feckless inability to, you know, talk about any serious topics, you know? Like, I know that's going to piss me off about this movie either way. And that's why it's right in the middle, because I don't know where else to fucking put it because of that. I wanted to rank it lower, but I'm like, but it's going to be a cinematic event. I mean, it's about one of the biggest pop stars, if not the biggest pop star of all time, you know? Like, so it's like, shit, this is going to be huge. Or is it? I don't know. I hope it's a good movie, though.
Those fucking trailers, though, man, they hit.
They do. And like,
Coleman Domingo, our boy.
Oh yeah. I'm very excited to see what they do with that one. At number 6, I have Scream 7, 6, 7. No, anyway,
nice.
But yeah, Scream 7 at number 6. We're big Scream fans here. So this one's high on the list because it's a Scream movie, and every time they do one, I'm gonna put it high on my list until they start making them shitty again. So, you know, should be a fun one. At number 5, I have 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. I actually think this is going to turn out to be A, way better than the first half, and B, I think it's going to be a fucking blast. I think it's going to be really cool. I think we're going to get some actual, like, what I felt like was a little bit missing at some points in the second one, in the one we saw, and just 28 Years Later. I think that I was expecting there to be like some, and I guess there was, but like, I don't know. I think there'll be like some more rip-roaring zombie fight in action in this next one. And I think there was some in that one. I think I just wasn't ready for what the movie was that came out when we went and saw it. And then now that I've had time to sit on it, I'm even more excited, especially because it seems like it's gonna revolve around Rafe a lot more in this one, you know? So that seems like that's gonna be cool, or at least for part of the movie, and then probably we'll interact with our main guy again. It looks really cool. That's all I know. The trailers keep getting me hyper and hyper for this one. The way they edit these trailers for this one and the other one is just fucking great. So whoever's the trailer company for the 28 Years franchise, doing a great job, you know? At number 4 is where it's all bangers from here on out. Pretty much since Michael it has been. And honestly, the whole list is kind of bangers, but here we go.
Absolutely.
At number 4, we have The Odyssey. I just saw the trailer for this, or the prologue, or whatever it is. If the movie is 1% of what the prologue was, it's going to be a top 2-3 movie of the year, probably. And it might win all the Oscars. I mean, genuinely. I mean, it's got performances in there, potentially, from all kinds of different actors that are different calibers and different levels. Tom Holland could put on an Oscar-winning performance. John Bernthal could. Matt Damon. Name another actor that you could throw a goddamn dart in this movie and you'll hit an actor that's famous.
Zendaya,
you know what I mean?
Robert Pattinson.
All of them could deliver Oscar-winning performances, you know? Like,
just keep going.
Literally. I mean, we're kidding. People will be like, Zendaya? Yes, she could deliver an Oscar-winning performance. Go watch her in Dune again. You know? Like, Jesus. You know? Like, anyway.
Shit. You can even watch her be a heel in Challengers.
Yes. No, again, like, she didn't get any talk for that last year, but I thought she was pretty good, you know? Like,
damn right.
Anyway. At number 3, I have Project Hail Mary. This one looks like it's gonna be awesome. The sequel, well, not the sequel, the next adaptation by the author that wrote The Martian. And man, this one looks like it's gonna be a blast. It looks like it's got a fun cast. It looks like it's gonna just be a fucking trip through space again. And if we do this every few years where we just get a big time actor that's like one of the top leads in Hollywood right now and we throw him into a fucking movie that's written by this guy, fuck it. Seems to write pretty good main characters, so I'm down, you know? Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. The trailers for this one, we started seeing this like midway through this past year too, even though, you know, I don't think, when does this one come out, Charlie?
March.
Okay, so March, that makes sense. It makes me so fucking hyped that we're gonna get to see this one early in the year, man. That's so cool. Oh. All right. Last couple are fucking pretty obvious if you know me at all. At number 2, I have Robert Eggers' next project, Werewolf. This thing's gonna be a banger. It's gonna fucking slap. I think he heard some of the things people said about Nosferatu, kind of like not loving it as much, because I don't think that was a super widespread opinion, but I did see some people. I don't think it was like the same reaction that like you saw to like The Witch or to The Lighthouse. You know, it had its reactions, but I think it was a little bit different. I think this is where he finally gets everybody back on board, you know? Not that he ever lost them, but I just think it's going to be like how everything else felt like, where there wasn't like a movie every now and then where it's like, maybe every other movie is going to be like his, what was the Northman, you know? It's like The Northman was great, but I don't think it's on the quality of the other two, but it's still great. And then Nosferatu is somewhere in between those two, I would say, in terms of quality, right? Or between those 2 and 3 in quality, right? And then this one, I suspect, will be a high of quality, just because this feels like another project that he's really passionate about. I think he's passionate about everything he does, but I think sometimes he does stuff like The Northman because they offer him a big budget and say, "Hey, here's a movie," you know, and I know your touch will be good on this. It's like, oh shit, okay. So we'll have to see which kind of movie this is, but it looks to me like it's going to be more in the vein of like Witch, and because he loves his folklore, right? So he really likes to dig into it to actually pull from the myth and stuff like that. That's what he did even for Caliban. They wanted him to look like a reanimated Transylvanian nobleman.
This is an original too.
Okay, so this is not based on anything. Okay.
Yeah. So he's going back to that.
Well, I mean, okay, I see. I mean,
yeah, it'll be based on
Nosferatu was still. Shit. I mean, let's be real. Yes, it's based on Dracula, but Nosferatu itself wasn't an actual like. I think they wrote novels of Nosferatu.
Yeah, but it even was titled. It was based on when all of that stuff came out about the movie.
I understand you. I understand what you're saying. That is definitely more of an adaptation than anything else he's done.
Whereas Northman was as well. But The Witch, Lighthouse, and now Werewolf are all originals.
That's cool. I'm fine. So I'm right then that it's probably going to be closer to Lighthouse and Witch than it is. Yeah, okay, that's fair. He just took some bigger budgets to do some stuff he wanted to try. You know what I mean? Whatever. I don't care. I still liked all those movies. I didn't dislike a single one of his movies, and I'm not going to dislike this one. If I do, I'll fucking shoot me, you know, like with a silver bullet because it's Werewolf. Do you think he'll do that gimmick? Or do you think he'll be like, that wasn't a real thing?
Yeah, if it's the Eggers that made fucking Nosferatu, he might.
Yeah, you never know. But yeah, so number 1, Charlie, you know what this is. You guessed it from Jump. It's Dune Part 3. It's Dune Messiah. It's Dune. It's Dune or it's nothing. If this movie doesn't hit, I don't know, man. I don't know what to fucking do with myself, you know? I've been so fucking eagerly awaiting this ever since we heard Denis was going to actually do it. Because we didn't know. He said the first 2 he wanted to do the Dune book, and that was it. And he did a brilliant job adapting that. But there was talk, okay, is he going to do Messiah? And then immediately after that, people were like asking him, and he was like, oh yeah, I really like Messiah as a book, so I want to do it, you know? So that made me excited because we didn't love Messiah as much as we liked the original Dune. If you go and look at our reviews, which we actually have on this channel, if you're curious, if you're a Duner, you're a Dune enjoyer, go check out our Dune reviews. We got all the way up until Heretics, I believe, right? So, we have Heretics done. We just have what's the last one? Chapter House. We still haven't done. So the only one, if you want to know our thoughts, the only one we don't have thoughts on is Chapter House, and we'll probably get around to that one. Probably not long before this movie comes out. That feels like a good time.
It'll
right?
definitely be out before Dune 3.
100%. So our Dune collection would be complete. And then we have to hope and pray that like they can get another director that's like of Denis caliber to do the next movies, or maybe they do some TV, adaptations or something potentially of the other books.
Yeah, hear me out. Chloe Zhao.
Yes, give it to her. Let her cook. She already proved she can do mythical stories with lots of sci-fi vibes in them. In the Eternal. Oh, you might have just cooked, buddy. Denis, make a call. Anyway, but yeah. So it's Dune. It's Dune or nothing. So that's my list. I also have a couple honorable mentions that I'll get to after we go through Charlie's list. But yeah. I think it's a good list. I think it's a very solid list, and Charlie, I'm excited to see where we match up, where we don't, and see what you landed on. So
this is a good looking list here. I'm looking at it right now. You put together a nice fucking list, and it just makes me so excited for this year, dude. I seriously am so fucking excited for this year, and we're ripping the Band-Aid off right away with differences. So number 10 for me, we're staying in DC, but we're jumping to Clayface. It's that upcoming body horror, story about this actor. What's his deal with that? We've gotten some Clayface already in the DCU. I am so
okay. That wasn't, but it should have been in my honorable mentions. I'll just I'll amend that now.
There you go. There you go. I am just, I don't know, man. When I'm thinking about movies for this year, this is one I fucking was pretty passionate about sticking in here. And I can't believe some of the ones I bumped out, but that's just the year we have. And I don't know, every time we've talked about this movie throughout covering, Superman, all the DC stuff we did last year, talking as if it's already 26, right? This something about this movie, it has a pull on me. So I'm very, very excited for Clayface, and it's definitely number 10 on my most anticipated. Number 9. Now, there will be people that have seen number 9, only because it's been at some film festivals, but it doesn't open till April 24th, 2026. It is a 2026 release movie. And just like Train Dreams at Sundance this year, which absolutely hit, one of my favorite movies of the year, number 9 is Omaha. It's the story about the road trip. It was Omaha and Train Dreams were the two movies from Sundance that I was most excited to see. This has since been picked up by, I believe it's Greenwich Entertainment. What does that mean for us to be able to see it? I don't fucking know. But Omaha is just, it's been on my mind for 12 months now, and we finally have a release date for it. Pretty excited to see this. It's about that road trip. So what's John Magaro going to do on a fucking road trip? Tune in next to find out. At number 8, Renata Reinsve's kind of been on the tip of our tongue for the past few months. And god damn it, if I made a favorite actors list, I think Sebastian Stan would be top 3. I really love this guy. And they're starring together in this new drama movie called Fjord next year by director Christian Mungui. And we saw them pair up together in A Different Man. And I feel like I'm always looking at what Sebastian Stan's doing next. And when we hear about this and that it's Neon's already purchased the movie, so Neon won a bidding race before anyone even knew this movie existed. It just got me so excited when we were kind of doing some research about this. And I don't know, man, I'm just ready to see that pairing on screen again, Sebastian just, we need him. Great stuff this year. I expect greatness next year out of him as well. Number 7, I didn't intentionally put this at 7, but it is Scream 7. So that's our first one that we're doubling up on, is Scream 7. So obviously super excited for this fucking movie. It comes out relatively quickly here in 2026. I believe it's February.
Get your ghost faced on.
Yeah, dude, these movies are just fun, And before Scream 7, we're going to do our list of all the ghost faces and shit. Like, ranking Ghostface. This is going to be fucking awesome, dude. I can't wait for that to be a part of it, because that's also going to be, like, during Oscar stuff. So it's going to be, like, the perfect timing. Like,
it's going to be a nice break for us.
When we're taking a break from busy Oscar stuff and just jumping into fucking camp horror fun, So, yeah, fully expect Scream 7 to be exciting. There was some drama about, when they switched directors and all that, and they swapped it all over a couple years ago, but I think they found their footing, and I am pretty excited for this movie. So, yeah. They keep going through this cast. It's going to be a fucking big cast, which makes me feel like a lot of deaths. A lot of fucking deaths on the list. Number 6. This was untitled if we did the video a week ago. But it is Steven Spielberg's Disclosure Day, an upcoming original sci-fi movie by Spielberg. Look, it's fucking aliens back on the big screen, dude. Like, give me all the aliens. Give me everything I want. More Coleman Domingo. More Josh O'Connor, who's apparently on the verge of becoming one of the biggest actors in the world, because I keep seeing this guy's face everywhere. Like, dude, what the fuck's going on with this guy? Everyone's praising him for Wake Up Dead Man, and then the next week, yeah, here you go. He's leading a Spielberg movie. Fuck you. Huh? So, shout out Josh O'Connor. Love seeing him pop up on our screens, and I can't wait to see him this time on the big screen. Thank you, Netflix. Fucking assholes. No, but
it technically was in theaters briefly, I guess.
It technically was. This is true. So, yeah, that'll be fun. And also Emily Blunt, who, I gotta tell you, with these little press things she's been doing, I'm getting sucked in, man. I think I'm an Emily Blunt fan.
That's
So
why she's like 90% of the reason why, and this is nothing against Dwayne Johnson, that I want to see Smash Machine. Like,
yeah, like I think I'm an Emily Blunt fan. Like it's not
she's always
that
good. She's never like
Yeah.
the best performance in a movie, which is not disrespecting her. She's usually not asked to be. You know what I mean? With the exception of like, I think she actually really crushes it in A Quiet Place. You know, like so.
Yeah, I've just never really. She's never been someone that I'm always like, oh yeah, that's my favorite. I've never disliked her, but it's just she's always kind of been in that there's a spot in your brain with actors sometimes where you're like, oh yeah, she exists. I don't know. I think I'm a fan now. I think I'm in. So
I've always kind of liked her.
Yeah. So Disclosure Day sounds like some fun. Number 5, Star Wars is back on the big screen. Star Wars, Mandalorian, and Grogu. Come on, buddy. We've been waiting for Star Wars to be back. Just really excited for it. Jon Favreau here. What's this going to be? I don't know. But my God, I can't wait to fucking see it play
if this
out.
is the first thing he's directed since Iron Man. I wonder.
It might be. And look, we're gonna have this guy fucking. Are we gonna see AI Luke Skywalker? I don't know. Who knows? It looks like the last thing he did was The Lion King. That new version.
Oh, wait, that was Jon Favreau? I did not know that. That's interesting. Like the live action, not really live action one. That's cool.
Yeah, the real looking animal, CGI'd version. There we go. So, yeah, look, Star Wars is arguably the reason this whole fucking love for movies started when it's all said and done.
Honestly, Star Wars is the reason why like visual effects exist in movies. Let's be real. Like in the way that we have them now. Like George Lucas really kind of I think when George Lucas dies, inevitably, because he will, because we all die eventually, we should have like a day of remembrance for like not him, but like for like everything he did for the industry. Like we should just give it a year where we just don't make anything that George would have made because it would be disrespectful. 100%. Like,
and then I mean to tee up this movie, they're releasing the what's it called? The version of A New Hope from the 70s in theaters. What's that gonna look like? Who fucking knows, dude?
I'm gonna have to go see that, man.
Absolutely. We've never seen it.
I know, but
what is that gonna be? Like, are you kidding me?
I can tell you, it's gonna have if it's the actual version, they're not gonna have like the modern version of like the Death Star exploding and stuff like that. You'll see like practical explosions and stuff like that, which will be really interesting.
So yeah, that'll be fascinating.
Well, you think they'll touch up the rotoscoping maybe because it was so poor in the first movie? Like I think there'll be some things
I'm
that they will
assuming they're going to do some stuff. But
because there's some things that just
I think
for
they'll
the
keep it
quality
at
of the
its
movie.
core.
That was a big thing George was about, and it ended up like getting obviously carried away with adding CGI, like fucking like things doing poodoos in the background and stuff like that. But like other than that, but who cares? I mean, just fucking adding random details in the background anyway. But like it's to me that was mostly what that was making it look better than they could when they did it. I mean. Realistically, like, do we really want to see the crappy version of Java again? No offense, but like compared to the CGI version,
hey, who knows?
Which even though it looks terrible the way they put it in because of the way they did it, because they just did it on a scramble job, but like that would be my guess. So they're going to try and they're going to make the best version that movie could be without touching it as much as possible, which would be the smart thing to do in my opinion. Otherwise, why do it? Because if it's just people want to see it has a lot of mistakes in it, but it still has a lot of the good stuff people like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. All right. So number 4, I believe in the redemption arc of Robert Eggers. Number 4 is Werewolf. Look, the man's 2 for 2 with absolute bangers. Northman was good. He lost his way. All right. He lost his that fucking way. He put out an absolute joke that he got lost in the sauce with. Half the cast thought it was an SNL skit, but that's okay. He's back. He is going to absolutely cook in this movie. And if he doesn't, he might be fucked for good. But that's okay. Can he get back to the Witch and Lighthouse? I still hold out hope for some god-awful reason. Shoot me, because I should give up hope. But I'm still holding on. So, call me fucking Kylo Ren. This is the Christmas movie this year. Look, man. Not only do I think he's going to redeem himself, Aaron Taylor Johnson needs redemption. And he's going to get it in this movie. All right? That Aaron Taylor Johnson is an incredible actor. brother got lost. And we fixed that in Werewolf. When this first trailer hits, dude, it's going to hit like fucking crack. So, yeah, pretty fucking excited for this one. All right. Numero 3. We're jumping to some Marvel Rooney Spider-Man Brand New Day. As you guys have known, look, I am an absolute Spider-Man mark. All right. I love Spider-Man more than I fucking should. And I fully admit that. All right. So just leave me alone. But I am so excited for this fucking movie. When we heard that it was a Shang-Chi director doing this, it ignited something in my bones I didn't know existed. All right. So that's where I'm at with this. And then, yeah, I mean,
you just look at the care he took with that first movie, and you imagine him doing that with Spider-Man, which we've had.
So good.
Obviously, who was the director of the first 3 Spider-Man
John
movies?
Watts.
John Watts, who obviously we've seen other things from him. I mean, he's obviously really good, but like it's just like, clearly he wanted to do something different, or they wanted to do something different. What does Spider-Man
look like under another director within this landscape? And I can't wait to see what they do. So, yeah, what is going to happen with this? What's Sadie Sink playing? Why is Hulk in the movie? Why is Punisher here? I can't wait to figure out what all that's about.
Will they acknowledge Kingpin as the mayor?
Is he the mayor? And then number 2, Mr. Denis Villeneuve in Dune Part 3. I mean, Dune has been that franchise that has really just taken hold of my fucking life from the first trailer. I mean, it's one of those things. We saw that cast. It was like one of the most insane looking casts I've ever seen. All the hype, anticipation, going to see that movie, getting fucking almost a jump scare from the fire scene. Dude, I just love this franchise so much. And I am so morbidly curious what they're going to do with this book. I am fucking morbidly curious what they're going to do with this. Because there is so many ways you can take it. But I just don't know. And why is Robert Pattinson here? What are you doing, you son of a bitch? You stay away. So that'll be good. Anya Taylor-Joy, what's her role going to be in this? We know Aaliyah gets a pretty big role within the book. So
yeah, I mean, if we consolidate the timeline and just say we're gonna skip, we're gonna do the war. We're gonna show bits of the war, show the cost of that, because you can get it in Paul and Stilgar's internal monologue in the book. You can't really do that in the movie, unless we go into like deep like mind trance scenes with Paul on Spice or something, which we could do. We haven't really done that, so we could. I mean, we have done that, but we haven't done that with him with his full powers quite yet. We haven't seen what that looks like. I would save that for later characters, because you could really do something with that later when we get to a certain level of power. And Paul's not there. He's not that guy, pal. But
not that guy.
He's not. He could be, but he chooses not to be. Anyway,
Yeah. So look, there's so many options they can do with this. So, I mean, Dune Part 2 was as epic as it gets. And here we are again for Part 3. So here we fucking go.
I just am so interested in a story that's about because not to spoil, I'm not spoiling anything, but like very much at the core of Paul and Dune Part 1, you get this part of the book that you don't necessarily, you get to see it in the second part movie, but in the first part of the movie, you could almost take Paul as a really big hero, if you just took it the right way. But like, there's a lot of doubt in him in the book and in book 1, you know what I mean? And a lot of selfishness and wanting revenge and stuff like that. So it's going to be really interesting to see a character study about a character going through those kinds of feelings as he has all the power in the universe,
Goddamn right. What's our emperor going to be doing, brother?
That's what I'm saying. You know what I mean? We saw what he did at the end. He threatened everybody. Do you think we'll see him take the throne? Actually take it, sit down and be like, I am the emperor now? Or do you think
can't wait to see what that
he'll
fucking
declare
throne
himself
room
emperor
looks like.
And then, right? Do you think he'll declare himself emperor maybe on Arrakis or something, and then they'll go to the war, and then he'll take whatever imperial seat he takes in the end or whatever,
God, I hope so.
Who knows? God Emperor only knows.
Number 1, Avengers Doomsday. When it comes to anticipation and excitement, God, I don't think there could be a movie bigger. And that is proof that somehow something was ranked higher than Dune. And this might have been the only thing fucking humanly possible was an Avengers movie. So they fucking did it somehow. Good Lord. Yeah, this is, I mean, dude, The Avengers are back, man. What the fuck can you say? Who knows? It might all be a big joke in the end. It doesn't come out till 2027. But goddamn, it's really starting to feel like it's actually here. And the first taste of that was in front of Avatar, where there's actually some realness. This movie does exist. The Avengers are not gone forever. So, yeah, it is finally back. And my top 2 movies released on the same day. Press X to doubt. But, yeah, that's it of the list. So, all right. I think we had some pretty good, wildly different lists for a lot of these. So,
Yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, what were your honorable mentions there, Esquire?
So obviously I shoehorned in Clayface. We'll count that. At number 12, I did have Spider-Man Brand New Day. I did have that in there. So shout out that movie. It should be really awesome. And my only honorable mention that neither of us have mentioned so far is the movie The Bride by Maggie Gyllenhaal, right?
Nice.
Christian Bale. It's got Jesse Buckley in it. I'm still cautiously optimistic for this one, you know? It could either be a banger or a dud. And either way, there was a couple movies I was into like that this year. A couple of them hit, a couple of them didn't, you know? And sometimes that's just the way that it goes. So yeah, I'm vaguely interested in The Bride. But obviously Clayface and Spider-Man, I'm way higher up on my tier, if we're being honest, because those both they could be best movies of the year potentially in those genres. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, like, who knows?
Yeah, I mean,
imagine that. The Clayface body horror movie is better than every other horror movie that year. Come on. It can happen.
How fucking insane would that be? It could bring in a whole new audience.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we know James Gunn, he doesn't not make movies that are in genres just because, I got to make it for like he made, I bet if you thought about it, you could figure out what genre of movie each Guardians movie is supposed to be, you know, like not just sci-fi and fantasy, but like it's probably deeper. Like you could go, this one's about this one's about that, you know, these are the themes, you know, like I feel like he's totally okay with working in any of those sort of spaces, you know? So I mean, not that he's the one making it, but like he's totally, I think, cool with it being like a pure horror movie. And I think that's a character that's ripe for it if you really think about it. So
yeah, no, absolutely. And I'm looking at our list here. That there's some cool stuff here. Like, so, and this is what I like, where it's wildly different and it shows our excitement in different ideas too. So, like you said, my number 3 wasn't in your list. Your number 3 wasn't in my list. Your number 4 wasn't in my list, and my number 6 wasn't in yours. So it just shows movies that we're very, very excited about, the other person doesn't even have it. I think that just shows the depth of the length, like of how many awesome movies are coming out next year on the surface. Again, all of these might suck, right? But you just that's where anticipation and excitement gets you. We're very excited for these fucking movies to come out. So yeah, I had a couple more honorable mentions. So at 11 I had Wild Horse 9. That was the Martin McDonagh movie. We were just kind of talking about the cast and all that, and I got pretty excited for that. Number 12, The Social Reckoning. I think I that one I had in there for a little bit, and I ended up Omaha and Clayface kind of rose to the top and took it out. But so obviously the sequel to The Social Network, like what the fuck's that gonna be?
Right.
Like what? Mikey Madison, we back? Number 13, The Sham Hammer Remain. This movie starring Gyllenhaal. Apparently this book is just fucking epic. It's like an incredibly great book. So I was like, well, that's on the list. The Keke Palmer, I Love Boosters at 14. I had Project Hail Mary at 15. I'm with you. I fucking so excited. Supergirl 16, 28 years later, 17. These are movies you talked about. And then the last one I had was Digger. Dude, funny enough, I literally changed the title because it was already in there. So, and then we see a preview of the fucking movie.
Right.
And it's like, whoa, here we go. I almost shoehorned it, but I was like, you know what? I want to give respect to Clayface and Omaha. I'm going to keep them at the top because I do want to have them in the list. But I almost shoehorned in Digger. So, yeah, pretty fucking excited for that one. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I guess any thoughts, any closing ideas here? Pretty great year on the surface here.
It's funny you look at our two different lists, like what sticks out to me, which I think is really interesting, is a lot of the movies that I picked are movies that are going to be movies that were, are going to be talked about a heavily amount. A Scream movie comes out, that's going to get a whole horror crowd going. Perry Nemiroff's going to start going crazy. Doomsday, obviously that's going to either blow the world up or fix it. That could actually cause world peace, that movie. Straight up, like
the world will be united in talking about exciting stuff again.
28 years, spectacle. Odyssey, spectacle. Project Hail Mary, spectacle. Werewolf, authenticity, and fucking probably some spectacle. Dune 3, absolute spectacle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mando and Grogu, really fun time. Michael, absolutely could be insane. And then Supergirl, more spectacle. So it's a lot of, the kind of movies that the general audience goes out for, I think is what I landed on, other than like Werewolf and Michael, but Michael might still be that. And then, I think Eggers is kind of known. I don't know if people know his name, but I think his movies are maybe known. Like, I think if people find out it's the Witch director or the Lighthouse director, or maybe they really like The Northman, or maybe even some people out there really like Nosferatu and they hadn't seen one of his movies, I think that will get some people out to the theater. But other than that, though, pretty much everything on mine is it's stuff that's going to get people into the seats, And I look at your list and I see a couple of those movies on there, obviously. Disclosure Gay probably fits into that category as well. But then you have some really cool movies that, Clayface could end up not being as popular as some of the other comic book movies that kind of cult, but still be really popular and maybe even get into some awards consideration. There's some really interesting stuff here with that,
Yeah.
Made me look like a chump, though, not picking Spider-Man. Come on, man. What are you doing,
Dude, let me put that out there, too. We're in a world where Spider-Man's not number one. If we have ever done this list before, it would have fallen on the same year as Endgame. And so it would have been number 2 then. So it's like, dude, Spider-Man is it's crazy that the fact that that's number 3 for me, it kind of blew my mind a little bit, but it was so true because I can't rank it above Dune because I love it too much. I love Dune too much. And then obviously, then I have to get Eggers in there because one of the best directors, one of my favorite directors. So it's just like, I think if we're tearing out our list, the top 3 movies are Dune Part 3 at 1 for most anticipated, Werewolf at 2 for most anticipated, and then I think Avengers Doomsday would be at 3 because it's 1 on mine and 10 on yours. So I think that's where the co-op list would be, and then Star Wars at 4. So when I think about it like that, I'm like, yeah, that checks out. Those are 4 movies we frequently talk about. We're frequently excited about. Where Werewolf sticks out more than some of these other ones right now because we know so much about the movie. Werewolf is almost like sometimes we know these directors that we really like are putting out a movie, but we don't know fucking jack shit about it. That doesn't exist with Werewolf. Werewolf, we have an idea. We know actors in this thing. We know that it's fucking Eggers and it's going to have this fucking, it's getting the Christmas release again. So yeah, no, I think it makes a lot of sense to me. And I am fucking excited for this year, dude. It's so fun to think about with last year too, and just how it all ended up working out. So 28 years later, dude, I think that's up first out of all of these. So
it's been on back-to-back lists for me, which I think is insane. Like
I didn't even think about it last year, and it made the honorable mention this year. So I'll take it a step up. Nia DaCosta buff, right? And the ending of that movie is so fucking good, dude. The ending of 28 Years Later is so good.
And wait, Nia did Hedda, right? So so I already know her directorial
She did
style.
The Marvels. She did Candyman.
You're
Nia
right. I know her
DaCosta
style.
is fucking beast.
I don't know why she doesn't get more. I mean, obviously she's starting to, but I don't know why she doesn't get more projects like that more, because she's obviously really fucking talented,
Damn right. So, yeah, guys, I think that is it for us. I hope you enjoyed this podcast. I hope you enjoyed just some more exciting stuff about 2026. This is one of the big ones that we're checking off of our list of kind of our end of the year 2025 big. It's not awardsy, but in a way, it's just one of these list kind of videos. So, yeah, I mean, probably the next thing in the 6 that I have, I'll just list them here at the end. We do our awards show where we're going to be giving our own awards in terms of what was some of our favorite stuff of the year, right? So it doesn't have to be anyone that's been nominated or anything like that. It's what was our favorite of that selective thing. So if we wanted to pick for best lead actor, we wanted to pick, I don't know, Glenn Powell in The Running Man. We fucking can. Maybe we love that, right? I say that like it was a bad performance. It was a good performance. Glenn Powell, Chad Powers came to my head, but that was a terrible example. So stuff like
he got
that.
nominated for it, didn't he?
Yeah, this is true. And then we'll do our top 10 favorite movies of 2025, which we're not going to rush this year, because I noticed last year a lot of people did this in mid to late January. Even our boys did it in fucking March. So we're going to make sure we see all the stuff we want to see before we do that. I feel like that's a safe call, because last year, All We Imagine Is Light and The Brutalist, absolute heat-seeking
they would have
bangers.
been like 1 and 2 on my list.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. Like, probably.
And I know,
like, if
I
I
know
saw
for
them when I saw everything
Yep.
else, and after considering and having time to sit on it now, The Brutalist was one of my favorite movies that year. I loved Wicked. It was my
Absolutely.
second favorite fucking movie that year. I'm fucking insane for
So
that. You know?
just
Like,
putting out those outliers, I want to be able to see. The perfect example is The Secret Agent. I want to be able to see The Secret Agent before I make my list, just in case, because that seems like the kind of movie that would, I'd really love to see. So, just an example is that. I can give you another one. Nickel Boys would have been on our list, and I know that
we
for
saw
a
that
fact.
I'm not even kidding. I think 2 weeks after we did that video or something like that, and we
So-
were like, "Damn."
So
you know?
gonna hold on that a little bit this year, because I know last year we put it out January 1st. Gonna hold on that one a little bit longer, but we will be getting out in early January our Oscar nominations predictions. So that's a fun one where that was a 2.5-hour podcast last time. I expect it to be the same, because that is where we really get a chance to talk in depth, because we go back to back, and we talk in depth about stuff that we really haven't even had on the show yet, So like,
because
we'll
we
have seen
hours
more
of
movies then.
discussions and research that we do that don't really end up actually on the show always, because it's good for that show and shows like it, because we can then, like, when we are like, all right, I'm picking Jafar Panahi for my best director, we can come into our reason for why.
Yep.
Because it's not just, and like that works for nominations, it even works for our quote unquote predictions that are like our, what we think is actually going to happen, and then our personal view that we'll do as well, like what we would actually award or whatever, separate from our actual awards, our actual Oscars, like if we were actually at the Oscars, if we had a ballot, but for those videos, for those particular 2 or 3 videos in particular, those 2 videos, 3 videos in particular, we have a lot more to say, because you are down to the wire. You are justifying. If you're doing the ballot, it's why would you put them on the ballot? Because it's not just, I think
Because
this
that's
is going to
listing
win.
the nominations. Like, we need to give reasons why we're predicting that.
Yes.
It's like,
it's otherwise
it takes
it's
some
just,
time.
I think this will win. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
And that's fine for like an top anticipated or something like that, because we don't know anything yet, because we haven't seen trailers for half this stuff always. But like, yeah. So I think those videos, if you're into that stuff at all, it'll be really good deep dives, because we'll
Oscar
have
coverage really starts kicking into full gears, because especially we have the Globes and Critics' Choice in January, and that'll all tie into this when we'll get our predictions out.
100%.
And I'm sure they'll have an impact. And then obviously in March is when we'll do our Oscar predictions.
Yes.
We will update them as we go along. We've
Of
been
course.
doing that anyways.
Yes.
And then we'll do our own Oscar ballots, and that was a really fun video too. So yeah, I mean, you can kind of see where this like gap is. It was a 2-month gap last year. It's technically a 2.5-month gap this time, because the Oscars are March 15th. So, a little bit more time in between. So yeah, this is really the first one of that big list of 6.
Once we've seen a majority of the movies, we could start just running weekly power rankings for these movies as they go and they win different awards. That would be kind of fun,
Getting It Was Just an Accident done this week was a big one. I mean, that was the Palme d'Or winner. We've now seen the Golden Lion winner and the Palme d'Or winner.
I'm telling you, we have power rankings
movies.
after seeing that movie right now and seeing Avatar and seeing what that would bump down. There'd be some movies like maybe your Train Dreams that you could maybe move up a few power ranking spots, like it's we kind of have been doing power rankings really, but like, maybe,
Well, because we talk about our 7 locks. What's 8, 9, and 10 right now? Who knows?
Not Avatar.
A different, fuck no. A different list will have different stuff, but no James Cameron next year. Actually, that's a lie. James Cameron and Billie Eilish. That could have been your most anticipated. You never know. That being said, guys, if you're into any of this stuff, if you like,
We
just
listen,
listening
we
to
don't judge.
if you like listening to a couple of buffoons talk about movies, TV,
No, I don't
books,
sanction your buffoonery, actually.
well, you better get
I'm Tommy Lee Jones. I'm fucking
Hey.
Two-Face.
ready to learn ape, buddy. All right.
I didn't even know Tommy Lee Jones has probably got a controversy. Don't they all? Anyway, you know?
Probably. So thank you guys for joining us for this rendition of Zipod. And yeah, it is technically Christmas. So Merry Christmas. Maybe I'll be the fucking Grinch for you, bitch. That being said, thank you. And we will catch you guys on the flip
The
side.
Grinch that stole bitch miss.
Oh, you.